Phone camera versus DSLR, what are you missing with a phone? Yes, what are you missing if you take photos with a phone and not a camera? Yes, really, in this video, I am going to tell you. Now, this is all stuff that came out of episode 182 of the splendid Photography Explained podcast. I'm Rick, I'm the creator and indeed all things at the Splendid Photography Explained podcast. So let me get stuck into this by going straight to the answery bit. If you use a phone and not a camera, you are missing out on so much of the wonderful world of photography. You really are. So what am I talking about? Well, I'll go through the list quickly and then I'll go through a few of them in a little bit more detail. How splendid. The taking photos with a camera experience. Yup. Time and enjoyment. Composition. The viewfinder. Image quality. Consistency. Cameras. Lenses. Camera settings. The good old self-timer. Yes, the good old self-timer. Tripods and the other accessories that help us. Yes, these are the things that you're missing out on if you take photos with a phone and not a camera. Right, so let's go through some of these. And I'm going to start with one of the main ones for me, which is the taking of photos with a camera experience. Sounds waffly and woolly, doesn't it? But I love taking photos with my camera. But I don't love taking photos with my phone. That's it. In fact, I don't like taking photos with my phone. I just don't. Now, I love photography, but taking photos with my phone, it's about as enjoyable as checking my bank balance. And that's not because I got loads of money in my bank. I wish. No, it's just a functional thing that I do with the device that's with me all the time, that's all things to me and all that stuff. But it's not the device that I use to take photos. But on the other hand, taking photos with a camera, it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful experience. And yes, I know it sounds vague and woolly, and it will do if you've never held a camera in your hands before, but you are who I'm speaking to here. You are my target audience for this, because if you've never used the camera, you're not going to know this, so that's why I'm telling you right here, right now. I didn't need to say right here, right now then, did I? That's something from a song, isn't it? So the camera is a tool that's designed to take photos and nothing else, and because of that, it's such a joy to use one. Now, taking photos with my phone, lift my phone, touch the screen, bang, move on. That's it. Whereas with this, my Canon 6D, I know. If you just got a phone, do you want to be lugging this around with you? Well, you might do when I finish speaking to you, because it doesn't bother me. It's never bothered me, and I don't like the handling of a phone. This is an iPhone 15 Pro, which I feel quite fortunate to have. I had to buy a case to put it in, because if I don't put it in a case, I've got nothing to hold on to. It's slippy, it's horrible. The ergonomics of an iPhone are horrible. I'm sorry, Apple. Why don't you make a phone that you can actually hold? I've tried using my phone at home without the case on, but I've only done it in carpeted areas because I always drop it, and that's just a fact. I can't change it. So that's a big problem to me. Handling, ergonomics, the experience is awful, and it's a bit of an odd thing, isn't it, considering how advanced these things are, that more important is that you get the smooth roundy bits and it's not too thick. But then again, you got these lenses that stick out, haven't you? So there you go. That's that one. Okay, so I love taking photos with my Canon 6D. I love taking photos with cameras. My Canon 6D, no, I'm not being paid by Canon to say that. Well, not at the time of recording this anyway. Hint, hint, Canon. It's designed to fit in my hands. I'm just going to get it again. I walk around. I have a wrist strap, actually. So, wrist strap around my wrist. And I walk around with my camera like that a lot of the time. And that's when it's not on a tripod, because it just fits in my hands naturally. Shutter button there, hold it like that. It's lovely. And I've got an L bracket on this one, making it even bigger. Oh, L brackets, I need to talk about them. So yes, I love taking photos with my camera, but I do not like taking photos with my phone. Right. Time and enjoyment. Yeah, well, check that one out on the podcast website. Composition. Now, yes, phones are amazing, but I can't get the best compositions holding my phone in front of me. This is not, for me, the best way to take a photo. It just doesn't work. No, to get the best compositions, I put my camera on a tripod. Now, if I was going to put my phone on a tripod, I might as well just put my camera on the tripod. So that's what I do, and that's where I am. But there's something that you get in a camera that you don't get in a phone, and it's called the viewfinder. It's the bit at the back that you look through. Now, I'm going to take the lens cap off. I'm going to see if this works. Can you see? No, you can't. So you look through the viewfinder at the back, and on a DSLR, which got the lumpy bit on the front, you're looking straight through the lens. So you're looking at what you're taking a photo of. With the mirrorless camera, you haven't got the big lumpy bumpy thing there, which is why they're smaller. Well, one of the reasons they're smaller. And you've got an electronic viewfinder. The point of the viewfinder is that when I look through the viewfinder, yeah, it's a little bit small, you got to squint and what have you, but I can see what I'm taking a photograph of. And I can't see anything else. And when it's sunny, in England, yes, even in England we get sunny days every now and then, I can't see my screen. I can't see what's on my screen when it's bright and sunny. And again, I'm I'm not sure why that's the case, because that's what you rely on to take photos. So if I can't see the screen, how can I take a photo? With my camera, I've got a viewfinder. I can see what I'm taking a photograph of perfectly clearly, even in bright sunshine. And there's devices that help to make it easier when it's super bright. But that's a massive difference for me. And because of that, I don't see a time anytime soon when a phone is going to replace a camera for me, even if they could take exactly the same quality of photo, because I can't see the screen, because it's just too glossy and reflecty, and it doesn't work for me. That was the viewfinder, the very important thing, the fundamental difference for me between a camera and a phone. Image quality, yeah, that's arguable these days, isn't it? So check out the podcast for more. Consistency, well, I use a load of camera settings very specific to what I do. I want to decide what camera settings my camera uses. Now, the one the camera chooses in my case is the shutter speed, because I don't care about the shutter speed, because my camera's on a tripod and I'm taking a photograph of a building and that's not moving. Well, I hope it's not. So all the other things are set, because I need consistency from one photo to the next, from one shoot to the next, from 1 year to the next, because it's important that I'm able to produce what people can see on my website. So consistency is very important for me. And when you got somebody else making all the decisions, you don't have control of that consistency. Well, that's my take on it anyway. Yeah, cameras. Don't need to talk about cameras. I've done it enough. Lenses. Yeah, you get more. Of course you get better. I'm not going to talk about cameras, lenses and all that stuff, because there's something I need to say here. Comparing a camera with a camera and a phone is, to me, an unfair comparison. The two different devices doing things, well, they're both taking photos, but one is taking photos as one of many functions, and one takes photos. And for me, I use both. I don't use just one or the other. And I can't see a time when a phone is going to replace my camera. I just can't. And I'm fine with that. So if you've never used a phone to take photos, get a camera, have a go. It will transform your photography. It will open up things that are not available to you if you just use your phone. Right, I'm going to stop waffling there. I've said more than enough. So check out the Photography Explained podcast at all good podcast providers, and also the podcast website, photographyexplainedpodcast.com. And while you're at the website, if you fill in a form, you can get a weekly email from me. And what's not to love with that, eh? Okay, then I'm gonna sign off there. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to hear and see more from me, subscribe to my channel. Leave a comment. Tell me you think I'm great. Well, you could tell me you think I'm rubbish too, but leave a comment. I'll reply to everybody that leaves a comment. And obviously, go to the podcast website to find out how you can get in touch with me and to find out more about the podcast. Right, I am done. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for sharing some of your day with me. And hopefully, I'll see you on another video. Take care, stay safe. Cheers from me, Rick.